Hey everyone, my name is Nolan and welcome back to another Pixel Gun 3D video. And in case you guys don't know, the gallery had a massive update and there are now a lot of weapons available for coupons. And so that's what we're going to go over today, the best weapons I recommend you guys get for your coupons. This list includes weapons from, I think, even 50 coupons up into 1,000 coupons. I could be wrong. I do know it includes 1,000 coupon weapons for sure. But yeah, I'm going to give you guys a complete rundown. And of course, because this list includes so many weapons, there are different levels of priority as to which weapon you guys should get first. So I've put weapons into 4 different categories: low, medium, high, or super high priority. Super high being the weapons that you guys should get first, and then low being the weapons you guys should get last. However, of course, since the weapons are on this list, all of these are really good weapons that can improve your gameplay. For those of you guys who want a top 10 gallery weapons video, that will be coming out Sunday this week, so definitely make sure to smash the subscribe button and turn notifications on so you guys don't miss that. And if you guys find this video helpful in particular, make sure to smash the like button on this one, so that way I know you guys enjoyed it, and also I really appreciate it when you do that. So yeah, we have a lot of weapons to get through, so let's get right into the video, and we're going to be zooming through these weapons, so make sure to stick around so you don't miss anything important, and let's get into it. Also guys, one more thing really quick, this list is in order of gallery numbers, so it'll go like, it will progress as the gallery progresses. But yeah, the first weapon here is Prototype, and this weapon is just a classic weapon that has managed to stay pretty dang good as the game has progressed. You can get this weapon right now for 250 coupons, so if you're looking for a good budget weapon, this is definitely the way to go. It's a very good sniper, and the more you upgrade it, the better it will get, and I really love this weapon, and I'm sure you guys will too. Another budget weapon, if you guys are looking for cheaper weapons, is Crystal Laser Cannon. This weapon can be bought for 500 coupons right now, and I'm not gonna lie, the damage per second on this weapon kind of speaks for itself. You guys can get many kills using this weapon, and I think that this weapon is highly underrated, and I'm glad to see it perform pretty cool because it is also a classic weapon. So yeah, if you guys are looking for a good legendary spam primary, here you go, Crystal Laser Cannon. Okay, the next weapon here is Golden Friend, and this is by far one of the best primaries in the game. You can get it for 1,000 coupons, and this weapon, it's just so good. There's nothing really too special about it other than it has a really high damage per second, meaning it's really good for spamming, but also if you know you get someone weak, you can switch to this and get a couple shots off and you'll kill the person. Highly recommend you guys get this weapon. Another heavily underrated weapon is Spark Shark. This heavy weapon is very good for spamming. It's typically a 2 to 3 shot, however, it does hit headshot damage, meaning it can be a 1 to 2 shot headshot, which is pretty cool. If you throw on your jetpack, you will be able to dominate lobbies by just throwing down sparky thingies at people because it has a pretty high area of effect. However, guys, let me just say, we're going to get into some way better heavies for spamming, so for that reason, it's not really that high on the priority list. It's just a pretty cool underrated weapon. Next up is Thunderer, and essentially this weapon is basically just a sniper weapon in the backup category, so it's very good to have for 3-cat. I don't really need to say too much else about it. I just highly recommend you guys get this because it will improve your 3-cat loadout, especially if you're able to work around the delay it has. It doesn't have fixed delay, but it does have input and output delay, so keep that in mind. Next up we have Black Mamba, and this is just another good automatic primary for spamming. It's very consistent, and it has poison damage, and it might slow down the target. I don't really know for sure. The comments will correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, just another good, cheap weapon to get for spamming with. It's not the best, however, if you need a budget spammy primary, this is definitely the way to go. Next up, we have Prototype S, and this, of course, judging by the name, is just a better prototype. However, keep in mind, it is going to cost you double the coupons. This will be 500 coupons as opposed to 250. However, it will generally get you better gameplay. So, if you're willing to sacrifice the coupon cost, it's definitely a good sniper to get. I highly recommend it. Next up, we have Christmas Ultimatum, and this is hands down one of the best heavy weapons in the game. Not only does it one-shot direct shot like 90% of the time, but it has cluster bombs to finish off the job if you don't one-shot. And the cluster bombs just basically mean it has a way wider area of attack. It doesn't have any delay whatsoever, so it is very overpowered for one shot, or for 3-cat, my bad, and it's definitely taken over destruction system. So yeah, if you guys can ever get your hands on this, it's a very good heavy for spamming, it's a very good heavy for 3-cat, but you can't really rocket jump with it because it does do self-inflicted damage, so keep that in mind. But yeah, definitely one of the best heavies in the game. Next up, we have anti-champion rifle, and this is probably one of the best snipers in the game. I think it has either the highest or second highest, maybe even third highest base damage of all snipers, period. I know, actually, you know what, I think Dreams Warden has a higher base damage, but I think that this does beat Sakura. So, yeah, if you guys are looking for a very high damage 3-cat sniper, this is definitely the way to go. Yeah, I guess that's really all I need to say about it. It's just very, very high damage, and it is 1,000 coupons, so yeah. Next up is Stormtrooper Exoskeleton, and in my opinion, this is the best automatic primary in the game. So I don't know if I really need to say more. Its damage per second is super high, and it slows the target, so it's pretty useful. You can use it for spamming, or if you need to switch to it after getting someone pretty weak, you can do that. It's just, yeah, like I said, in my opinion, the best automatic primary in the game, so I highly recommend you guys get this. Next up is Future Police Rifle, and this is just another 500 coupon automatic primary that's pretty decent for spamming. So if you're looking for another budget automatic, here you go. Next up is Jet Tenderizer, and I'm not gonna lie guys, this weapon is kind of weird. I haven't really had a solid answer as to like how you do more damage, because some people say you have to like hit a direct shot to have more damage, or some people say you have to hit slightly to the side of someone to do like more damage. But in theory, this weapon can one-shot fully charged, meaning it's pretty good for getting kills, and it's 500 coupons. So yeah, you can get some pretty good gameplay for pretty cheap. So yeah, I kind of do recommend you guys get this weapon if you're looking to get some melee kills. Next up is another one of the best snipers in the game, Revolver Sniper. This sniper has really high damage, and it has critical, so your chances of one-shotting are extremely high, but probably the selling factor of this weapon is the fact that it has no input delay, making it vital for 3-cat. In my opinion, it's probably one of the most underrated weapons in the game, because I don't really see people using it too much. Maybe people just don't know you can get it. But like, people are always asking me like, oh, should I get Christmas Ultimatum or a different weapon? It's never Revolver Sniper. And I'm like, guys, this is probably one of the best weapons you can get right now. So highly recommend you guys do it. Actually, guys, this whole set is going to be on this list. The next one is Destruction System. It's just a pretty high damage heavy if you guys want a pretty decent 3-cat heavy. However, I would still recommend Christmas Ultimatum over this. However, guys, if you get the whole set, you become invisible after respawning, which makes farming invisibility kills really easy. So getting the whole set is pretty dang useful, and as you guys will see in a minute, Cyborg Hands is also a really good primary for spamming, so we'll get into that. Yeah, Cyborg Hands isn't really too special. It just has a really high damage. Even though I think the wiki says its damage per second isn't that high, you get kills really easily with this weapon. Don't let the damage per second fool you. It's very good. Highly recommend you guys get this for spamming, even though, yes, I've already listed better primaries than this. Still, the whole set is useful for collecting because, as you can see, you're invisible when respawning. So yeah, definitely a good set to get. Another really good automatic primary is Royal Fighter. Essentially, this weapon is just Golden Friend, but with less damage and slowness. So if you're looking for a slowness primary, I guess, this would be a good way to go. Again, nothing really too special about it, and yeah, I've already given you guys better primaries to get, but maybe you're looking to collect some weapons. This is definitely a good one to get. Next up is Viking, and this is probably one of the best shotguns in the game at the moment. I don't think it was touched during the shotgun nerf, so its damage is still pretty high. It's generally a 2-shot. It doesn't really have that much of a range drop off, so it's really good for 3-cat. It does have input and output delay, but no fixed delay, which honestly is pretty uncommon for shotguns nowadays. And honestly, I would recommend getting this shotgun for spamming over a shotgun like Chickaboom, say. I don't know. It's just generally a good shotgun. Highly recommend you guys get it. Next up is Ritual Revolvers, and not only is this backup good for spamming because of the high fire rate, however now, it's like a 4-shot generally, kind of, which honestly makes it kinda decent for 3-cat. If you guys have high enough damage weapons for your other categories, Ritual Revolvers is honestly a decent 3-cat weapon, which is kind of crazy. Next up is Deadman's Rifle, and again, this is one of the best snipers in the game. It has very high damage, and it has area damage, and its AoE is actually very big, meaning it's pretty easy to hit shots with this weapon. So yeah, it will pretty much always be a one-shot headshot, I think. I'm pretty sure its headshot damage is around 200, maybe even over 200. So yeah, putting on module, I mean, I never don't one-shot headshot with this. So yeah, I highly recommend you guys get this. It is a very good sniper to have. Next up, we have laser carbine, and this sniper I think has to be one of the best snipers in the game. It has a base damage of 120. That's right, you heard that right. This high fire rate sniper has a base damage of 120. What really sells this weapon is it has no delay. Now what you guys may not know is you can't get poison darts or Nodic in the gallery, which are crucial special weapons for 3-cat because they have no delay. However, you guys can substitute that by getting laser carbine, so you can switch from this weapon to Thunderer and then just make the loadout work because this has no delay. So yeah, highly recommend you guys get this weapon if you guys are into 3-cat because it will improve your gameplay so much. Next up is, I think, a highly underrated weapon, triple musket. It's honestly a very good shotgun backup. It's usually about a 2 to 3 shot. If you're close enough, it will be a consistent 2-shot. However, what I've noticed is it has pretty bad fall off damage, which means the farther away you are from someone, the less damage it does. However, it does have input and output delay, but no fixed delay. So if you can work around the delay, it's pretty good for 3-cat. Next up is eckodile rifle, and this primary weapon is just pretty good because it has a high damage per shot, which comes with a low fire rate. So it's decent for spamming, but if you guys wanted to, you could use this with 3-cat. You're just not going to get the best gameplay, but I mean, it's a good primary to get. Next up, we have Splinter, and this is a pretty good sniper for spamming. It's honestly highly underrated. However, I'm not gonna lie, guys, I've given you a lot of really good snipers already, so that's why this sniper isn't gonna be too high on the priority list. But I don't know, if you're looking for a decent sniper for spamming, Splinter is a pretty good option. Next up is Sock Bomber, and this heavy weapon is really good in close range maps because of its really high travel time and really good ricochet. It's really easy to hit people in a map like Pool Party, and it's pretty good for spamming, of course. You can't really use it with 3-cat because of its fixed delay, but guys, I'm going to be giving you guys some better heavies for spamming, and I already have given you better heavies for spamming. So it's not going to be too high on the priority list, but it's still a really good heavy for spamming, of course. Next up is Pixel Cola Refresher, and if you guys are needing a rocket jump heavy, this is the must-have for rocket jump. It has the super rocket jump attribute, it has a high fire rate, and a really good capacity, and it's 1,000 coupons, that's right. Mine is legendary because I got it before the rework, but yeah, I was gonna say it's 500, but it is 1,000 coupons, so keep that in mind, but still, it is a must-have for rocket jump. It's very, very good for rocket jump. Next up, we have Overseer, and Overseer has X-Ray, which makes it very good in circumstances like sniper forts, and my gameplay proves my point. I absolutely poop on this team with Overseer. Being able to see where my enemies are going to go when they don't know where I am is crucial, and yeah, you get really good gameplay with maps like sniper forts or maybe in games like Team Strike or duels. Having Overseer is crucial and very, very good. But like, just generally, there are better snipers than this, but it's still a very useful sniper to have. Next up is Storm, and yeah, this primary is pretty decent for spamming in regular games. It's honestly pretty good. It does have area damage, which makes it easier to hit shots. However, the real reason I'm recommending this weapon is for realistic brawls. If you guys don't know, in realistic brawls, area damage weapons have increased damage, which makes this weapon like a 3 to 4 shot in realistic brawls. So picture that, a 3 to 4 shot high fire rate primary with area damage is going to wreck people. So if you guys ever like get the chance to play realistic brawls, I guess, you won't regret getting this weapon for that. I can promise you that. So yeah, it's good for regular games, but it's mainly for realistic brawls. Next up, we have Acid Shotgun, and I'm not gonna lie, guys. Okay, first off, let me say, this is a no delay shotgun, which is very, very good for 3-cat. However, I'm not gonna lie, the damage on it is not all that great, and I would almost recommend sacrificing your sniper category and backup category for like your delay options and use Viking instead, because like its damage just is not all that great. Like, I would rather go Thunderer, or not Thunderer. I'd rather go Laser Cycler, Viking, and Laser Carbine instead of using Acid Shotgun. And by the way, you can get all those weapons for coupons. I'd rather go that route instead of Acid Shotgun. However, some of you guys might prefer this instead, so I'm still gonna put it on this list for you guys. Next up is Dual Anger, and I'm not gonna lie guys, this weapon is almost identical to Ritual Revolvers, just with a slower fire rate and more damage. So when you guys are deciding what to get, Ritual Revolvers or Dual Anger, just pick. Do you want a higher fire rate with less damage or more damage with a lower fire rate? It doesn't really matter, it's completely up to your guys' personal preference. Next up is Proud Eagle, and I have a love-hate relationship with this sniper now because, yes, it one-shot headshots, which is really good, and if you combine it with the whole set, then you get extra points for getting kills. However, its major drawback is it now has bloom. So you might not hit a shot, and it's very inconsistent, so I'm like, I don't know if I really want to recommend, especially because I've already given you guys a lot of really good snipers to get. So yeah, but it's still pretty good if you can manage to hit your shots, but the bloom is very frustrating, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, next up is Laser Cycler, and what's so good about this backup is the fact that it has no output delay, so you can switch from this weapon to Ultimatum, Viking, you can switch to a weapon like Dreams Warden if you wanted, so it is very, very vital to your 3-cat loadout. However, let me just say guys, if you have a weapon like Ice Wyvern Horns or TikTok Pistol, those two weapons statistically outperform Laser Cycler, so don't bother getting it if you have those two weapons. But if you don't have those two weapons, this weapon will definitely help your 3-cat loadout, so I do recommend you get it. Next up, we have Royal Marriage Officiant, and this weapon is just kind of similar to Deadman's Rifle. It's a pretty high damage sniper with a decent area of effect, or area damage, I guess. However, I'll just say, I'm pretty sure Deadman's Rifle is statistically better than this weapon, so for that reason, it's just going to be pretty low on the priority list. However, if for some reason you prefer this one, you can get it, I guess. I don't know. Alright, next up is going to be Fierce Pack. This backup is just pretty good for spamming. It's automatic, so I mean, if you wanted an automatic backup for spamming, you could definitely get this. It honestly has really good damage per second and performs absolutely phenomenally. So yeah, I do highly recommend you guys get this weapon. Alright, next up we have Last Squeak, and as you guys know, if you've been a part of this channel for a while, you know I think this weapon is highly overrated and really not all that good, and to be honest, I'm only putting it on this list so people don't freak out at me. And let me say guys, this list, by the way, is entirely my own opinion. You guys, of course, can like pick whatever weapons you want, and this list is not exclusive, so if I missed a weapon, I'm sorry. Yeah, let me just say that. But yeah, I personally really don't think this weapon is all that great. It usually takes like around 2 shots, and that's 2 bursts to kill someone, and by then you only have 1 shot left, and then you have to reload, so you're not really getting that many kills per life, which is kind of frustrating. But nah, I don't know, it's on the list, so whatever. Next up, we have the Sporethrower, and what's good about this weapon is it has weakening, which makes it pretty useful for 1v1 situations because it lowers enemies' damage, meaning you are more likely to win a 1v1. However, its damage per second isn't all that great, so it's not really too good for spamming in like deathmatch or something. Next up, we have Chickaboom, and let me say this shotgun does have fixed delay, so you can't really use it for 3-cat, and this shotgun has fallen off pretty hard. However, it's still pretty decent for spamming, so if you wanted to get it, you could. And just so you guys know, for those of you who are wondering, no, I didn't skip the frightener set. We'll get to that later. I just accidentally, the recording didn't save. We'll get to it later, don't worry. Next up, we have Fist of Fate, and this is probably one of the best melee weapons to spam with, I guess, for getting kills. It is a one-shot fully charged if you can manage to hit enough of the burst shots, which, yeah, makes it really good for spamming in Knife Party. Honestly, highly underrated, and you can get it for 500 coupons, which is pretty cool. Highly recommend you guys get this if you ever get the chance to. Next up is Demon Catcher, and if you guys are big on clans or monster raids, this sniper is a must-have because its super punch ability is absolutely broken. It deals so much damage to turrets and monsters, and it speeds up your gameplay so fast. And honestly, guys, it's kind of decent for getting kills too, like for spamming in like deathmatch or something. However, it's definitely not the best sniper for that, but it does shine in raids and city raids and stuff like that. Okay, next up we have all 3 cards in the soul card set, and you have to get all 3 of them, not just single. And the reason why is because the whole set combined gives you extra points for kills, which is crucial for farming points or for winning as many death matches as possible, because then you can equip a really good primary like Ice Chaser or Stormtrooper Exoskeleton. You can spam that, and it increases your chances of winning games by so much. It is a crucial set to have, and it is a very tactical set to have because it just increases your chances of winning by so much. Or if you're looking to spam or just get a lot of points, you must get this set. It is a must-have. Next up, we have Invincible line, and this is probably one of the most broken and overpowered weapons in the game. It not only like one-shots without super punch, but it hits headshot damage and it has super punch, and the super punch is like a guaranteed one-shot, which is absolutely crazy. It has a high fire rate. The only downside with this weapon is its ammo isn't really all that great, and also it has a pretty slow rocket speed, but like it's so good. If you throw on an extra point set and spam this weapon with like jetpack or something, you won't lose. I never lose when spamming with this weapon. It's so broken. People complain about ultimatum, but this is like by far the best weapon in the game in my opinion. And honestly, it's like, I think it has like one of the highest damage per seconds in the game. And I'm sorry, I stutter a lot, okay? Get over it. When I'm like passionate about something, yeah, this weapon's so good. I love it so much. Next up is another good heavy for spamming. However, I feel like I can't really go and recommend this heavy for spamming after recommending Invincible line. But what makes this weapon so good is its massive AoE. Its area like look at how big that thing is. Your chances of doing damage to someone are extremely high when spamming this heavy weapon. So yeah, if you're a noob and can't hit shots, this weapon will get you decent gameplay. Next up is sleipnir. I don't know how to say it. I never pronounce things correctly here. But yeah, it's a pretty high damage per second primary. It has critical and target mark, which is pretty useful. However, since it does have critical, its gameplay can be a bit inconsistent. And I feel like I've recommended better primaries in this one, but it's still definitely a good primary to get. Next up is Ice Chaser. This is a very heavily underrated primary. I believe its damage per second is between 180 and 190, so yeah, it's very good. However, guys, what you may notice is it inflicts the cursed debuff, so you have to deal all your damage while they're under that cursed debuff, otherwise you will not get that good a gameplay. But yeah, it's still very, very good for spamming. I love this primary, honestly. It's ridiculously cool, and it's good, so I do recommend you guys get this. Alright, next up is Sneaky Pistol, and in my opinion, this is the best backup you can get for spamming in the game with coupons. It's really, really good. It usually two-shots, which is pretty cool. However, if it doesn't two-shot, that means it one-shot, which is absolutely insane. What's really cool about this weapon is it has like no recoil, so if you can get used to that, then the accuracy is absolutely insane. And yeah, this backup is just so good. I highly recommend you guys get it for spamming. Next up is Frightener, and what's cool about this is it's a very consistent two-shot heavy. However, again, it inflicts the cursed debuff, so if you can't manage to get the kill when they're under the cursed debuff, then it won't be a consistent two-shot and your gameplay will be pretty poopy. So definitely take advantage of that, and yeah, it's just a pretty decent heavy for spamming, and in my opinion, it's pretty underrated. Next up is Deceitful Cheater, and I'm not gonna lie, this heavy is good, but it's pretty much only good in game modes like point capture or flag capture when you're setting mines, because yeah, people run into the mines and they die pretty easily, which is pretty good. Next up is Terramorphing Stone, and I'm not gonna lie, this is a pretty overrated weapon. It does heal you, which makes it pretty useful, and it does do a decent amount of damage. However, its fire rate is extremely slow, and it does have a small fix delay, which is very annoying. Next up is Aerosaur Rifle, and this is one of my favorite weapons in the game, and I'm pretty sure it's the only ricochet sniper you guys can get with coupons. So if you're looking for a good ricochet sniper, this is definitely the way to go, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty sure it's one of the best in the game. So yeah, highly recommend you guys get this if you want to. It's just, I love the sniper so much, it's so cool. Next up is all three weapons in the author set. Again, similar to the soul card set because they give you extra points for completing actions. Again, they're not really too good on their own, and honestly, it doesn't really matter what you get between the soul card set and this set. But yeah, they just give you extra points for completing actions, which is very, very useful. Next up is C4 basket, and this is just a pretty good heavy for spamming. It is a cluster bomb heavy, and generally it will one-shot, direct shot, and then like the cluster bombs might finish him off if it doesn't one-shot. So yeah, it's pretty good for spamming. It does have fixed delay though, unlike Christmas Ultimatum, so I would still recommend getting Christmas Ultimatum over this weapon. However, I'm not gonna lie, this is a pretty underrated weapon. And guys, almost 25 minutes later, we are finally on the last weapon of this list, Swords of Intelligence. And I say the last weapon, but it is by no means the weakest. In fact, it is probably one of the best melees in the game. It's really good for spamming and getting kills, but it also has a good movement speed, so if you wanted to use it for movement speed, you could. And guys, it's just sick. They're so cool looking. So yeah, highly recommend you guys get these weapons if you're looking for a good melee to get kills with and just look sick with in general. Alright guys, I'm not going to waste any more of your time. I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching, and I would appreciate it if you guys liked the video or subscribed if you found this video enjoyable. Yeah, and I did put 2 promo codes in this video, so if you guys did see those, thank you so much for watching. That's your reward for watching, getting gems and stuff. I really appreciate it so much. And actually, you know what? I'm going to change it. I'm putting 3 promo codes in this video. Hopefully they all work. Yeah, see you guys later. Thank you for watching. Bye.